So the people of Israel are descendants of Abraham, and during a time of a great famine, they went down to Egypt, and they stayed down there for generations, eventually becoming slaves to the Egyptians. Moses came along and he led the people of Israel out of Egypt towards the promised land. And before they got to the promised land, they sent spies into the land to see what it was all about. Joshua, son of Nun, was one of these spies, and he saw the land and he thought it was great and that they should go and take it. But the consensus was, there was other spies that were with him. They did not think that they would be able to take possession of the land. They saw that it was great, but it had great and mighty people in there. They felt like they were grasshoppers in the land, and so they advised against it. And because the people went with the majority, the ones that said that they could not take the land, they were punished by the Lord with the wilderness wandering. So that whole generation was wiped out. But Joshua here, he survived, and this is the book of Joshua and his journey into the promised land. Moses would have taken them into the promised land, but due to his sin, he was not granted that privilege, and he died at the border to the promised land. So now we have Joshua taking over, taking on the role of Moses, leading the people into the land. Joshua 1:1 After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' minister, 1:2 Moses my servant is dead, so now arise, take his place, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land which I am giving to them, the Israelites. A long time ago, when we were reading of the death of Aaron, we saw them going into the mountain. Moses, Aaron, and the son of Aaron. And after Aaron died, his son donned the clothes of his father and took on that role. So in a similar sense, we have Joshua here, taking on the role of Moses, taking on the position of Moses. We saw an earlier episode where there was a laying on of hands and a transferring of position. So now Joshua has taken on that position, and the Lord is giving him direction and what his mission objectives are. He is to lead the Israelites into the promised land, the land that was promised to them by their forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Joshua 1:3 Every place upon which the sole of your foot shall tread, that have I given to you, as I promised Moses. 1:4 From the wilderness and this Lebanon to the great river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, Canaan, and to the great Mediterranean Sea on the west shall be your territory. If Moses didn't fall short and screw up, this is what he would be doing right now. But because he was unable to continue his journey to the end, Joshua took on his role and took on the promises that were made to Moses to deliver the people of Israel to the promised land. And here we have kind of the boundaries of the land being discussed here. It's best to look up a map to see what this actually looks like, but it's a relatively large area, bigger than the area that we see in the modern Israel. Joshua 1:5 No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail you or forsake you. 1:6 Be strong, confident, and of good courage, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. So Joshua here, he has an incredible mission ahead of him, an impossible mission. But it's not impossible because the Lord is with him, and we have the Lord reassuring him that he is going to lead, guide, direct, and provide support so that they will be able to overcome any adversary, so that they will be able to take possession of this land. And he doesn't want him to be feeble-minded, to be weak. He wants him to be strong and confident. Joshua here, he's going to be in a position of authority, a leading people. And as a leader, one must be strong. It's very difficult to follow a weak leader that doesn't seem to know where they want to go, or how they want to get there, or what they will even do. It doesn't inspire confidence at all. But a strong leader is one that can be followed. And that's what Israel needs here. They need a strong, confident, powerful leader that they can listen to, who will keep them in line so that it can happen, so that the job can be completed. Joshua 1:7. Only you be strong and very courageous, that you may do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe and do according to all that is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous, and then you shall deal wisely and have good success. So not only does Joshua here need to be strong and confident, he also needs to be obedient to the law of the Lord, the law that the Lord gave Moses, that Moses gave to the people. He needs to be obedient to that law and follow the rules that were laid out. And we see here the idea is to meditate on. So not to simply take a cursory glance, but to truly internalize and meditate on the law, to truly understand it and follow it and be good in the sight of the Lord, to be an example to the people so that they can do the same. It's not good for a leader to be above the law or to be subject to different rules than everyone else. Joshua 1:9. Have not I commanded you? Be strong, vigorous, and very courageous. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. The Lord knows of the difficulties that one will have with the law and being obedient to the law. But here we see the reassurance that the Lord is going to provide help and assistance. And we have one of my favorite lines here. Be not afraid. Joshua 1:10. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, 1:11. Pass through the camp and command the people, prepare your provisions, for within 3 days you shall pass over this Jordan to go in to take possession of the land which the Lord your God is giving you to possess. At the end of Deuteronomy, we saw the people of Israel. They mourned for 30 days. And now we have the call to arms. Joshua is getting the people ready. So in 3 days, they're going to march across the Jordan River to begin their attack on the land of Canaan, subjugating it to take possession of it. We'll see how this unfolds a little bit further in this book. Joshua 1:12. And to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said. So due to the events that transpired previously, they weren't able to take the direct route into the Promised Land. And they kind of went on this very scenic journey. And during the process, they conquered some of the nations on the eastern side of the Jordan River. And the Gadites, Reubenites, and half of the tribe of Manasseh ended up taking some of this land for possession, and they asked the Lord for permission to have some of this land rather than the land in the Promised Land. And they were granted permission on the condition that they would help their brethren conquer the land of Canaan. So that's what this is a reference to here. Joshua 1:13. Remember that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, the Lord your God is giving you of these 2.5 tribes a place of rest, and will give you this land east of the Jordan. 1:14 Your wives, your little ones, and your cattle shall dwell in the land which Moses gave you on this side of the Jordan, but all your mighty men of valor shall pass on before your brethren of the other tribes, armed, and help them possess their land. So this is another call to arms, a more direct version, specifically pointing out these people that are going to have a possession on the eastern side of the Jordan River. The idea being that the families, they can stay behind, look after the flocks and the children, and the men of war are going to cross the river and do battle with the enemy to take possession of the land of Canaan with their brethren. Joshua 1:15 Until the Lord gives your brethren rest as he has given you, and they also possess the land the Lord your God is giving them, then you shall return to the land of your possession and possess it, the land Moses, the Lord's servant, gave you on the sunrise side of the Jordan. Similar to the way that many wars are conducted today in the more developed world, that military service has a time frame for how long it lasts. Sometimes people enlist for so many years, or perhaps it's to the end of a conflict. And that's what we're seeing here, is that they are going to be bound by these rules here to help their brethren until the brethren are able to be in the same position that they are, that they can have possession of that land. This is a fulfillment to the conditions they agreed to previously when they took possession of the land to the east. Joshua 1:16 They answered Joshua, all you command us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. 1:17 As we hearken to Moses in all things, so will we hearken to you. Only may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Moses. 1:18 Whoever rebels against your commandment and will not hearken to all your command, him shall be put to death. Only be strong, vigorous, and of good courage. So they agree to these terms, and they are willing to follow Joshua to go into the promised land, to take possession of the promised land. And they are willing to punish those that are in disobedience. This is something that we see often in militaries, where disobedience is met with severe punishment. So the death penalty is quite common here in this type of conflict, or imminent conflict that the Israelites are going to be a part of when they enter into the hostile territory of the promised land, the land of Canaan.